of small claims. This started off as small claims. Mr. Davidson is suing Mrs. Barney in the original claim for $5,000, correct?
Right.
For a vacation refund. The vacation was supposed to be booked, but was never booked. The travel agent misrepresented the vacation. Who was the travel agent? Okay, this is you didn't say that. You said the travel agent, so I have to ask these questions. Okay, so the defendant is a travel agent.
Yeah.
And the allegation is that you paid her $5,000?
I paid for the vacation. I paid $3,085. The exact amount is $3,085.10.
You paid $3,085. Why are you suing for $5,000?
Punitive damages.
I'm sorry, what?
Punitive damages?
Oh, so punitive damages are to punish the individual.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you're seeking punitive damages.
Yes.
Okay, so that means you're going to have to give the court some reason that they would think that this is so unconscionable that they would need to send a message to her.
Well, when you send a credit card company,
Well,
I have an itinerary with my name and the reservation number.
okay. I don't want to, that's okay. I don't need work. Today's actually not the day to get into the details. I'm trying to see if this is a matter that I need further pleadings resolved or filed, or if your pleadings are in order. So the allegations are that you booked a vacation that you were quoted a price.
Yes,
okay?
and I paid it. And then,
did you go on the vacation?
No, I canceled it.
You canceled the vacation?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And was there a cancellation policy?
There was no cancellation policy I received.
Okay, but so then I'm not following. The vacation was supposed to be booked, but was never booked. I thought you canceled it.
It was booked, but when I went to Apple, it was supposed to have been booked through Apple Vacation, so she misrepresented that it was through Apple Vacation.
Okay.
So it was
you
through
booked
her
a vacation.
agency.
Her agency was supposed to, so she's like the intermediary, and so it was supposed to be booked through Apple Vacations. You paid the $3,085, and there was a cancellation policy?
I didn't receive any cancellation policy. I have the itinerary. There was no cancellation policy.
Okay, so your belief was that there was no cancellation policy, and you booked this when?
In December 22nd.
Of 2024?
Yep.
Canceled, and you were supposed to travel when?
March.
Of 2025?
Yes.
When did you cancel?
I canceled January the 7th.
And you're saying that you didn't get any money back?
Nope.
Okay.
Well,
anything?
Can I explain something?
Explain something about what? I'm just trying to figure out if I need you to file a more definite statement as to your complaint so I can know how we can move forward. Because today's not the actual, today was just a pretrial.
Okay.
It's not the date for you to present your proofs or anything.
Okay. Well, when I got a statement from the credit card company, when they sent the itinerary, my name was not even on the itinerary.
From your credit card company?
Yep.
But your credit card company sent an itinerary?
Because I disputed it. I disputed the charge, and this company, they refunded the...
You disputed the charge?
Yep.
After you paid for the trip, you disputed it?
Yep.
When did you dispute it?
Huh?
What date did you dispute it?
January the 7th, when I canceled it.
Why?
Because I wanted my refund.
But you just booked the trip, though, correct?
Yeah, I booked it, then I canceled it. I was like, I wasn't going to deal with her.
Okay.
And then I was like, I'm just going to cancel my trip, and I just want my money back. Simple as that.
Okay. Anything else that you're suing for, sir?
Nothing else.
When you say the travel agent misrepresented the vacation, you're suing on the basis of misrepresentation? So you're saying that's why you canceled?
No,
or did you cancel because you didn't want to go no more?
I didn't want to go anymore. I broke off the relationship, and that was it.
with whoever you was taking. You was taking something?
Yeah, I was taking her. Yeah.
We were in a dating relationship. I gotta tell you, this is a whole nother story, Your Honor. I have everything here for you.
Sir,
Our time.
sir. Did you just go through all of this talking about the travel agent, and you actually were in a dating relationship taking your girlfriend on a trip?
For her birthday.
Is that what was happening?
The point of it is, though.
No, it's not the point. Don't play games with me. Be
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah.
You filed a whole complaint. You said that you want $5,000, a vacation refund. The vacation was supposed to be booked, but was never booked. The travel agent misrepresented the vacation. I asked you who was the travel agent because this is the reason I'm asking these questions. Don't talk over me. The reason why I'm asking these questions is because I'm reading this complaint and it's vague. So this makes me feel, I'm like, who's the travel agent? Do we need to get the travel agent here? Because I don't know. And then you point to this young lady and say she's a travel agent. At no point did you say in your complaint or in this hearing today that there was a dating relationship and that you were taking her on a trip. That is a central piece of information. You made this look like you're misrepresenting the court at this point. You made it seem like this was a business transaction.
Well, okay.
You didn't hire her to be a travel agent.
I hired her to book the trip.
You hired her?
No, I didn't hire her to book the trip.
That's not what your complaint says. Your complaint says the travel agent misrepresented the vacation. She's not a travel agent.
She's not a travel agent?
That's not what you just told me. You were in a dating relationship. Is she a travel agent or no?
She's both. She was. Okay, let's just start here. Okay, we was in a relationship, and she said, I'm a travel agent also. I said, I'm gonna book this trip, okay?
What are you booking the trip for?
I usually take a trip before my baseball season starts. So I just book a leisurely trip in like March, and then I book one in like August.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when baseball is over, I go on another trip, that's what I can do. But so we were proceeding on, and then I was like, you know what? She was asking for money and all.
How long have you been dating?
About a month, 2 months.
You've been dating started dating her when?
November, October.
Okay. And then you decided in December that you're going to take her on a trip?
Yeah, I let her go on a trip with me. Like I said, I always book a trip during baseball season at the beginning. I even went this year. I went to Mexico instead of Jamaica.
What was my question?
Was the trip?
You know why you don't know what my question is? Because you should think you're going to tell me whatever you want to tell me. No, you're going to answer my questions. Okay. You were dating in December, or started dating November, October, and then you decided you were going to take her on a trip in March?
I was going to let her go with me on my pre-baseball trip.
You were going to pay for it?
Yes.
So you weren't going to let her go with you. You were going to take her on a trip, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so you gave her the money to book the trip?
No, I used the credit card.
Okay. So you used the credit card, how? Online? How did that work?
Well, she said she's a travel agent and she deals with Apple Vacation. So I let her book the trip.
You gave her your credit card number?
Yes, I sure did. Thinking it was through Apple Vacations.
Okay. And you were supposed to be traveling where?
Jamaica.
Did you give her any details did you know any details about the trip? Or you just say, I want to go to Jamaica and here's my credit card?
I have the whole itinerary right here.
No, that's what you booked?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see what he asked there. This is what this says January 8th, 2025 at 5:14 p.m., correct? Well, that you printed it, but it does show me that this was booked December 22nd at 11 a.m. that you're leaving on March 9th. I see your name and her name. What's the problem?
Now I can show you our itinerary she was sent to my credit card company that doesn't even have my name on it.
You said that was sent to your credit card company.
Yeah, because when I disputed the charge, I have an email stating that I didn't get travel protection. They were like, yes, you did, because the people she's supposed to have booked it through said you got credit card protection. That's why we're not going to refund you your money. Same itinerary number and everything. So the whole thing was like fraud.
Okay, that's not what I see. It looks like one person canceled. The other person didn't. That's what it says back here, at least.
Well,
It says they called and canceled their reservation through Apple Vacations. And so it does say let's stop talking over me. It does say price. It tells me the price per person. And then it also tells me that there was 2 adults. Let's see. Traveler 1, adult, and then traveler 2. I don't know who that is.
Tia Alston. That's the name on the.
Do you know a Tia Alston?
Nope, I don't.
Okay. Okay. What else? What other information did you want to provide the court about what you're suing for? That's it? Okay. And you said that you paid $3,085.
Yeah, $3,085.10.
Okay. And so you're obviously disputing that claim, and then you are filing a counterclaim? Ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Let me see if I can find you. I think you did. Did you file an answer?
I'm sorry.
I'm looking to see.
Oh,
I gave my experience with the traveling. What is this?
that would be him, not mine. Communication.
Of course, I should have known. Okay, let's see here. I disagree with the claim. So that's not an answer. It doesn't tell me really what happened. You gotta actually tell me why you disagree. So I'm gonna make you file an actual response to his answer. His complaint. Not that his complaint was very thorough. But had you filed an actual response, I would have known that you all were actually in a dating relationship, and not that you were just some travel agent that he paid $3,000 for a trip. So you're obviously disputing what he says.
Right, and I actually have all the paperwork as well, because I own my own travel agency, and Apple Vacations is a supplier. So this vacation was booked based on us in a relationship, which Apple Vacations can be contacted, and they might as well get called in because our conversations are being recorded.
Okay.
So the allegations that Mr. Davidson is making is, I have every text message. We only dated for a week. He booked the vacation after a week of dating someone. So everything that he's telling you is false. I have every text message from the moment we talked about this trip and so forth. If you would like to review all the documents.
You just keep your files, because today's not the date for me to review all that. When we do that, we do that early in the morning.
Right. Well,
not at like 2.
Right.
And so today was a pre-trial to see how I can set this.
Okay.
You filed a counterclaim for what?
I found a counterclaim because the accusations that, he's suing me for $5,000, so I did the same counterclaim for the same amount.
Based on what?
Based on his fake allegations. He was credited back money. First of all, you booked a vacation that you didn't get any travel insurance for. You booked flights that were non-refundable. So he was credited, Mr. Davidson was credited $772 on his credit card back for his hotel and back for his excursion. So I don't understand why I'm here, because I don't owe Mr. Davidson anything. He went onto Google and business on the Better Business Viewer and slashed both of my businesses. My boutique and my travel agency has nothing to do with Mr. Davidson. That's defamation of character. You booked through Apple Vacations. You were advised to get travel insurance. You did not want to get travel insurance. You were taking me on a vacation for my birthday. My birthday is March 11th. That's why it's booked March 9th to the 11th. Mr. Davidson was mad because he couldn't get what he wanted on his birthday, January 7th. So he decided, because he couldn't get what's between my legs, that he would like to go ahead and cancel a vacation. So this is a bunch of nonsense, wasting my company's time and the court time being here. Your Honor, I've had my business, my travel agency for 5 years, my boutique for 8. I've been a part of the Lansing community for over 18 years self-employed. And this is one complaint in 18 years of business from someone who dated me because they could not have their way with me. It's very ridiculous. And you were refunded. I don't owe you anything for a trip we did not go on.
You're just speaking to me, not to him. I don't believe that you really are presenting a basis upon which the court can review your counterclaim, because it can't be I'm suing him because he sued me.
Okay.
It has to be something, an actual claim upon which I can give you relief.
Okay, well, I don't know if I can deal with, whether it be with you or through my current attorney, because defamation of character, you're making false allegations.
No, if you want to sue for defamation, that's fine, but that your claim didn't say that.
Okay.
So I will give you an opportunity
Right,
to
I will
amend
definitely-
your complaint.
Okay.
If you would like to pursue a
Yes.
defamation claim.
I
That's
will.
what you're saying.
I
okay?
will.
Okay. Mr. Davidson, it's just literally coming to my recollection now that I'm trying to process this file. Because this case was previously dismissed, I believe, or something. You failed to appear,
Yeah, they know my paperwork to the wrong.
and then you contacted the court,
Yeah,
and then I proceeded to receive a number of unsolicited contacts through my social medias from you. That is inappropriate. You do not contact the judge about your case. You contact the court like you did through the civil department. They will address it. I did not open or respond to them because it would be inappropriate. So I want to make that clear that that's why you did not get any response on LinkedIn, Facebook, or anything else. Those are my private pages. Even my public professional page is not to fill court business. You got to go through the court for court business. You're not the only person who does that. People think that I can answer questions about their cases. Judges cannot talk about your cases, especially not in private. And anytime I talk to you about your case, the other party has to be there, okay? But it sounds like the clerk's office was able to get the case here. And I think they explained what happened, that it was their error.
yes.
Okay, they sent the stuff to the wrong stuff. They let me know case was reinstated. That's how we got it. Okay. And so any further questions from either of you, they will go to the civil department. They can route your questions, but you can't contact me directly with your questions about this. Okay. I'm going to set this for a trial. No one demanded a jury trial. So I'm going to set this for a non-jury trial. All of the paperwork that you have for exhibits, you need to bring all of that to your trial date.
Okay.
I don't believe this will take more than a couple of hours to proceed with. I'm going to give you 2 weeks, though, to file your counterclaim. You have to file it and plead it so that I can understand what you're suing for. This for defamation.
Okay.
And then you have to serve a copy on Mr. Davison, but you have to file it with the court as well.
Okay,
Okay. You have 14 days to do that. Once you receive it, you now have to respond to it. If you don't respond, then that's deemed as ignoring it. And she can actually seek a default for your failure to answer. So if you want to respond, and when you respond, it can't just be, I disagree. You want to explain why you are disputing the charge. Okay. She's going to file hers with you in 14 days. You're going to answer in 14 days. Okay. After you receive her stuff, you can answer.
Yeah, and I have a question for you. I was wondering, I thought I filled that form out. You said I didn't answer the question on that one.
I saw something that just said you disagree with what he's saying. Is that what? And then I was asking about your counterclaim because it didn't provide me with exactly what you were suing.
I thought I included a letter with that decision.
What
Trying to
decision?
figure out why.
Letter was
Okay, so that was dated on February 19, 2025 for the answer for the civil. There should have been an attachment with that statement.
February 19th. You said there was an answer. I have an answer.
It says, I disagree to Johnny Davison's claim, and there's an attachment that was attached to that.
What is it supposed to be, a letter or?
Yeah, I have a letter that was wrote along with that.
Okay,
So
I do see a separate course. They just enter in as a correspondence. They don't include that in your complaint when you do stuff like that. Is this the February 4th, 2025 letter? You said, to whom it may concern, my name is Shamika Barney. You put your case number. I am not interested in attending a mediation with Johnny Davison due to the false allegations. I would like to request a hearing in front of the magistrate to provide documents. I will not be available during, you give the dates that you're not available. Is that the letter?
That might have been it. That was the one that was one of the ones that were attached. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that went in as a separate correspondence. Essentially, they deemed that as you trying to explain to the court when you were not available.
Oh, wow. Okay. This should have been an attachment to that book.
Okay.
I have several documents, so I can go ahead and read it. That's no issue. I have the time over here now, so.
Okay, sounds good. So what I'm going to do is have this set for trial in 60 days. All of your stuff that you wanted to present as your evidence on that date.
Okay.
Okay. She's got text messages. I'm assuming
We'll have everything
you have those same
application.
text messages. I'm sorry.
I have everything from applications, all the conversations when he called Apple trying to lie and imagine my name, and all the communication between me and the Apple vacation. So the cancellation policy is not my policy. It's Apple vacation. I don't make the policy. You never gave me your money. The money was given to Apple. They hold the money. They do a
Don't
process.
speak over each other.
I allowed you to talk. Please allow me to talk. They process payments within a time period, just like they do their cancellations and credits. When they issued his credit, it took 60 days because after he booked the vacation, he canceled it. Then he went ahead and did a credit card dispute, acting like he had no idea that the vacation was even booked. So the company actually credited him back for the hotel portion and the excursion, and they did not give him money back for the flights because he was aware, as in the emails he provided to me, that he was aware that he was not going to get his flights back. The itinerary states in red here. There's no exchanges.
You'll share all that at your trial date.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what the trial date's for.
Okay.
And then you'll bring your evidence, and then I can review it then.
Okay.
I don't have time to meaningfully review it today, and it's not the appropriate time.
Gotcha.
Technically, if you're having evidence that you're going to use against him, you're going to have to show him a copy of it.
Mhm.
I'll go through the rules of evidence and see if anything he's objecting to anything, that sort of thing, and vice versa. He has anything he wants to use against you, he's got to show it to you as
Okay.
well.
So for the counters too, I would need to include all these documents and
Well,
don't tell them
no,
I'm
you'll bring them
included.
to court. I'm not even going to have you all do discovery because you're not represented by an attorney. You don't understand all of those semantics. So what I'll have you do is bring it to court in the morning of, we'll go through all of that.
Okay. So what about the further counters that I'm doing? Am I given this so it's not an attachment again?
That's what,
This is my statement. These are proof from the
that's your, that statement
This
is
is the whole statement right here.
for your countersuit.
Yes.
It says what you're suing for.
Correct. For the defamation of character and for the preventative wage damages.
Okay. So it sounds like you only have one copy of that, or is that the one you're going to file with the court?
This is I have several. I'm sure this is saved on my desktop at work, but
Okay. Because what you can do is you can take that downstairs to the 5th floor, August 7th at 10:30.
that's fine.
You'll get your notice is to appear today for a non-jury trial. Do you have any questions for the court at this time?
No, thank you, Mr. Your Honor. Great day.
Great day.
Thank you. Well, one at a time. Do you need your notice to appear, ma'am?